Sometimes it feels like we're all just playing parts in a script written by others, repeating lines we've heard 1,000 times. We tell ourselves we're unique, but in truth, we're merely echoes of everything around us. When you feel unoriginal, know this: you're not alone in your struggle to find your voice. You're simply caught in a web of recycled ideas and expectations. It's easy to convince yourself you're different, special even, but deep down, you realize you're just another replica of a past idea. Those fleeting moments of creativity are often nothing more than a remix of what's already been said, a play on old thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that we've worn out. You walk through life thinking you're creating something new, but the reality is you're just rearranging the same pieces everyone else is working with. We're all part of a greater cycle, recycling thoughts, emotions, and actions, each of us believing we're unique. But in truth, we're just variations of something that came before us. It's difficult to accept, but we all fall into the trap of believing that we're innovators, when in fact we're simply regurgitating the same tired thoughts, the same worn-out ideas. What we call originality is often just an illusion that we wear to make ourselves feel less ordinary. When we strive for originality, what we fail to see is that we are often just copies of the world around us. Every thought, every feeling, every action is a reflection of something we've encountered, learned, or absorbed from the people before us. Maybe the truth is, we're not as unique as we want to believe. We constantly search for that spark of originality, but what if it's just a trick we tell ourselves to feel better about being part of a bigger whole? Maybe it's not about being original at all, but about expressing the same feelings that have been felt by others, just in a different way. Isn't it strange that the more we try to be unique, the more we end up resembling someone else? Our attempts at being special often reveal that we are nothing more than an imitation of our surroundings, a collection of ideas shaped by forces beyond our control. Sometimes we fool ourselves into thinking we are groundbreaking, but deep down we know the truth. The words we speak, the actions we take, are all echoes of things that came before. We are not as unique as we want to believe. We are just versions of something greater than ourselves. The more we try to break free from the expectations of the world, the more we realize we are bound by them. No matter how hard we push, no matter how loud we shout, we are often just playing a part in a larger script, repeating the same lines over and over again. You think you're different, you think you're special, but sometimes it's only the mask you wear. Underneath, You are just another person trying to make sense of a world that's already been figured out. We aren't as original as we'd like to think. We're just fragments of the same collective whole. You believe you're a work of art, something fresh, something new, but what you are is just a collection of borrowed ideas and emotions. You're not truly original. You're merely a combination of influences, an impression of everything you've ever seen or felt. We are all part of the same grand narrative, though we may try to convince ourselves that we're different. We try to break free, to redefine our existence, but we find that we are simply repeating patterns that have already been established. Maybe there's no such thing as true originality. It's tough to admit, but sometimes we aren't as original as we think. We spend so much time trying to carve our own path, only to realize that we are following the same steps as those before us. We are not entirely new. We are just an extension of what has already been done. The feeling of being unoriginal is powerful because it reminds us that we are not as separate from the world as we like to think. We are all influenced by our environment, shaped by the things we experience, and in that process, we lose a part of ourselves to the things around us. No matter how hard we try, the truth is, we are not entirely unique. Our thoughts and feelings are influenced by the world, by others, by the culture around us. We are a product of our surroundings, and as much as we want to break away, we are still part of the same cycle. We spend so much of our lives trying to stand out, to be noticed, to feel different. But when it all boils down, we realize that we are just reflections of the people around us, mimicking thoughts and behaviors we've seen in others. We are not as original as we believe. We're just repeating what's been done before.